Back. So we finished our season about end of May, and so there was a couple, only a week or so off, but that week was long, and I'm really excited to be back and get playing baseball again, so it's fun.
Yeah, you spent your freshman year out at Treasure Valley Community College. Going into it, you ended up playing a lot of games out there for them. Going into it, was that what you were expecting? Is that what you were thinking was going to happen, as you first started out playing at Treasure Valley?
I mean, right when I got there, I remember talking to my dad saying, I'm not even sure if I'm going to start, play, who knows what, and just kind of the way everything fell into place. Yeah, it ended up working out great, and I got a lot of innings and saw a lot of time, and it was pretty awesome, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. It was a good time.
The experience, how much do you feel like you learned and grew as a baseball player?
A ton. I mean, you get to a point where there's only so much you can learn, but just doing reps every day, I mean, just taking ground balls and just hitting and just doing baseball stuff every day helps so much.
The jump from high school ball to college ball, even at a JC level, not just necessarily the competition level, but the commitment that it takes. Being a student athlete at the college level, how was that adjustment for you?
Oh, yeah. I mean, almost all your time is really devoted to it. And so if you really want it, you got to go out and get it. And so it really just comes down to how bad you really want to do it.
Yeah. Mixing classes at the college level with being an athlete, did you go do all right in the classroom this year?
Not as well as I wanted to, but well enough.
Good enough that you're still on the team, right?
Hey.
Still able to play, right? Well, that's first year, that's always kind of an adjustment for everybody. So talking with Cody Johnson here in between games, and the first year, how do you feel like, the numbers stat wise, how do you feel like you did?
I'm not disappointed in myself because I mean, I didn't really know what to expect going in my first year and stuff, and I actually, for how much I played, I really felt like I had a decent year and that I was able to produce a little bit, and that my numbers were, not as good as maybe they should have been, but they were all right.
They were solid. There we go. What have the coaches kind of been talking to you about at the end of the year? What kind of evaluations do they give you, kind of things they tell you about the offseason and going into next year?
He was really proud of how we came because he brought in a lot of infielders, and so he was really proud that we were able to find kind of a home in a spot and stuff like that, and he just really loved how we came to compete every day, and he was really happy with how we all grew as a team, and we really didn't start playing together as a team until the end, but just coach was really I'm trying to think of the word to use.
He just seemed to be pretty proud of you guys.
Yeah,
he
was. He really was, because we were pretty young, and so for how much we grew, and it's a lot. Just the speed of the game is truly amazing. Everyone gets bigger, faster, stronger, and stuff, but really the speed of the game is big, and so he was just kind of really proud of how we adjusted and were able to, improve over the year.
You, so far with the Doc Stewarts, have played at short, third, second. You've mixed around. You've gotten on the mound a little bit as well. We kind of tended to expect that. But, you mix around on the infield a little bit after coming from a spot where you were the everyday starting shortstop. It sounds like that was kind of the case, though, for you at Treasure Valley as well. How's it been kind of maybe learning how to play at different places around the field?
Yeah, I was, the everyday shortstop at Treasure, and so coming back, it's really fun to be able to see the different kind of sides of the infield. Short and second are pretty close, but but they're also so different. I mean, so it's kind of cool, getting to see what other positions are like, how to field other positions, how to work other positions. So it's really cool being able to have multiple tools out there.
Make you a little bit more of a utility guy
Absolutely.
out there. Now, you didn't get to pitch much at Treasure Valley. Was that something you missed as part of the game, and are you excited to get a chance to do it some here this summer?
I'm not going to lie, I really did miss pitching. I'm really excited to get back on the mound and hopefully see a lot of innings for him. I realized that just wasn't my role at Treasure, and so hopefully I can really get incorporated back into that here this summer. I'd like that a lot.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. You had a great outing so far in the time that we've seen you out there on the mound. It would be remiss if I didn't bring it up, the fact that you get a chance to play with your little brother once again, and I don't know what his college plans are. He's still a year away from making that decision, but so maybe you guys get a chance at some time to play at the next level together, but a chance to play one more summer with Caden. How's that feel?
It truly is a blessing. I mean, not many brothers and siblings really get to play together, ever, and the fact that I get to play them for 2 years in a row is pretty awesome. I was kind of on the border about playing Legion this summer, and that was kind of a big factor, play with brother one more year and get to be able to go ball out one more time, so it's a good time.
You were gone for I mean, you didn't just leave for college, you went to the other side of the state. Is it in a different time zone even?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah,
we're
right?
We're an hour ahead over there.
Yeah, exactly. So did you miss family at all while you were kind of a long ways away from home?
At first, I'm not going to lie, it was pretty fun being on my own, but yeah, I really did miss my family, and you get homesick, definitely. I mean, those home-cooked meals and mom, helping out with laundry, you really take those for granted. Holy smokes.
Yeah, you do. That is for sure. You mentioned you were on the fence a little bit about playing Legion ball. What was there other things that you were looking at doing, or just taking a summer off? What was kind of the options you were weighing there?
Work was a big one. I was kind of leaning towards work. I was maybe one of our assistant coaches kind of wanted me to stay over there and play Legion, but they're also single A, so they're a little bit less competition and stuff. And then this was definitely the right fit, and I'm really glad I made the decision to come back and play Legion this summer.
Well, we are too. Cody Johnson back for a third year here on the team. Cody, it's always fun to see your smiling face down in the dugout. Thanks so much, bud.
Thank you, Joey. Appreciate it a lot.
Cody Johnson here in between games. Our player interviews continue on here throughout the season. We'll take a break, get ready for game number 2 coming up in just a moment here on 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
Back here at Jim McAbee Field, getting ready for game number 2 of today's doubleheader between the Doc Stewarts and the Medford Mustangs. I want to say thanks again to Cody Johnson for his time in between games here on the show. Always fun to catch up with the Docs throughout the season, get a chance to meet the guys that I'm meeting for the first time, get to know them a little bit. Also fun to always get an opportunity to catch up with the guys that have been with the team before and are coming back here to play with the Docs during the summer. So Cody Johnson, a guy that I've known for a number of years now, and we'll be sad to see him depart the program after this year as he ages out, but always a fun to catch up with him. A guy that's usually always in pretty good spirits. We've had some nice conversations on road trips over the years with the Doc Stewarts, and look forward to having a lot more fun with him coming up this summer with the Doc Stewarts. Docs win game 1. Final score was 10-9 in the opener. Docs improving to 3-0 in league play. It's been a great start the way things started out for the Doc Stewarts with some hot and cold during the start of the year. Boy, I wasn't sure what league play was going to bring for us here, but you cannot ask for a better start than at 3-0. We'll wait to see what happens between Willamette Valley and Eugene tonight in Springfield, but if they split that series, the Docs will have quite the lead on everybody in Area 4 play. Granted, Medford and Doc Stewarts are the only teams that will have played 4 games here in the first couple of days of league play, but everybody else will start catching up. And the Docs, if they can continue to be where they're at, they're going to be right there in the hunt for an Area 4 championship. And I'm not sure when the last time that was that the Doc Stewarts have had that. I'll have to look that up. I'm sure I've got it written down somewhere here. In fact, let me look at my handy-dandy notebook I put together every year. I might just have it right there. The last time they won the state title was 2010, but I do not have the last time they won the Area 4 title written down. I'll have to see if I can find that information out as we make our way through the season. And the way things have started has you thinking possible Area 4 championship. We are getting ready for game 2. We've got the starting lineup for Roseburg. We are waiting to see if we can get the starting lineup from Medford. And the two teams are headed back out onto the field here in a little bit, hoping that we will stay out of the sun as much as possible as we get ready for this second game of the day. I swear the sun just goes in the wrong direction here at Jim McAbee Field. Always goes a different place of where I expect it to go, and that always leaves me in the sunshine when I think I'm going to be in the shade all afternoon. So we will hopefully not suffer any sort of damages from the sun making its way towards the horizon. Must be because it's a different time of year than when we're here in the spring. I don't know if does the sun really move that far? For some reason it feels like it is going a completely opposite direction than what we usually get here at the ball field. I don't know. I am by no means an expert in these things, and I am usually not very good when it comes to the direction of the sun. I don't know why that trips me up. Anyways, Doc Stewart's a big win in game 1, battling back and forth against Medford, tied on 2 different occasions. And the Docs able to stick with it and battle through, getting a real gutsy win. We'll see if they can pull off a sweep. If they can get a win, it'd be the most wins against Medford in at least 4 seasons for the Doc Stewarts. They have a 3-game streak going against Medford right now. Came in 8-game losing streak against Medford to start out the season. Hadn't won against the Mustangs since 2016. The Docs have won 3 straight against Medford now, and the last time they won 3 games against the Mustangs in 1 season was back in 2015. So obviously it's been a great year for the Doc Stewarts against this Mustangs team, and that's always a good sign because Medford is always there no matter what at the end of the season. Docs will try to go for the league sweep and win their 4th straight against Medford and get their 5th straight victory on the season, and we'll get you ready for it when we come back. That is pretty much your Supercuts pregame show right there, folks, so stay with us. We'll go to your first pitch coming up in a moment. We'll take a quick 60-second break and be back after this on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
Break here in a second, so. Well, game 2 of our doubleheader is just about to get underway as the coaches exchange starting lineups at home plate. We are working to get things all squared away with the starting lineups for both these teams. We've got the Doc Stewarts getting a look at the Medford lineup right now, so we will get a chance to bring you the Cooper's Pest Control starting lineups for game 2 between the Docs and the Medford Mustangs. Game 2 coming up here in just a second. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup for the Roseburg Indians, the visiting team here in Game 2 of this league doubleheader. Leading things off, Caden Johnson at shortstop. In right field is Doran Gillespie. Spencer Six will bat third, catching. Jonathan Stone at first base, hitting fourth. Batting fifth and playing in center field is Jet Black. Casey Pettibone will DH in Game 2. He will be hitting for starting pitcher Dallas McGill. The third baseman is Jay Stoffel, batting seventh. 8-hitter in left field is Garrett Zyment, and Jacob Luther at second base will bat ninth, as it feels as if head coach Jeremiah Robbins may be finding a bit of a lineup that he is happy with, as that is fairly similar to what we saw in Game 1, just a switch of the DH in the second game of this doubleheader. So that is a look at the starting lineup for the Roseburg Indians. On the other side, for the Medford Mustangs, leading things off and playing in right field is Darren Marsh. Playing on the mound in Game 2 will be Bennett Thompson, batting second. Ryan Sandoval will play in center field, hitting third. Batting cleanup and playing at third base is Brady Buchanan. The catcher, Tavin Passy, will bat in the sixth spot. Zach Ankeny starts at shortstop for his second consecutive game, and Ankeny will bat seventh. Dylan Marsh is hitting eighth, and he will play at, well, they've got two third basemen. So I'm going to guess that Brady Buchanan is in left field and that Dylan Marsh is going to play at third. And that is Dylan Marsh, the senior of the two Marshes. And batting ninth is going to be Chase Costanti, starting at second base. Medford Mustangs have taken the field for Game 2 of our doubleheader here from Jim Maccabee Field in Medford. And we get ready to go for it. Doc Stewart's trying to get a sweep on the road. Sure would be a pretty successful day if they were able to pull off a sweep here of Medford. I don't know when the last time that would have happened, that they get a road sweep against the Mustangs. So obviously a big opportunity coming up here for the Doc Stewarts as they try to pull off this sweep. Trying to get our lineup cards here ready. We got Marsh for Medford leading it off. Thompson, Sandoval, Buchanan, Passy, Ankeny, the other Marsh, Costanti. Oh, and no DH being used. Stephen Ledendecker is going to be in the 9th spot. I thought they were using the DH there. That is why things were not adding up for me. All right, here we go. Leading things off, Caden Johnson's going to be up to bat first against Bennett Thompson. So Thompson on the mound, a right-hander. Played as the DH in Game 1, moved to left field late in the contest as they pulled the pitcher out and used the DH to go into the field. We'll double check and make sure that Brady Buchanan's in left field rather than at third. Now Buchanan is at third, and it's the older Marsh in left. A 1-0 pitch taken to shortstop for Caden Johnson. Throw to first base from Ankeny is in time to get the first down. There is one away. So Caden Johnson, who started out Game 1, 2 for 2, Grounds out to short. And so things starting out with an out for the Doc Stewarts. Batting next will be Doran Gillespie, who has been very hot at the plate. First pitch misses, ball one from Bennett Thompson. He's a guy that you would wisely be wanting to pitch around if you were Medford. The 1-0 pitch on the outside corner, nibbling at the strike zone there, a 1-1 count for Thompson. The 1-1, Gillespie underneath it, that one in the air out towards right field to the alley. The center fielder is underneath it for the catch. And underneath it, Ryan Sandoval to make the second out here in the first inning. 2 down, nobody on base. And coming up to hit is Spencer Six. 6 bats from the left side of the plate. Spencer Six in game 1 had a couple of singles and picked up 3 RBI in the game. I thought somebody had 3 RBI. I was struggling to find that out after we were doing our Roseburg Disposal postgame show there. Strike taken by Six, gives him a 1-1 count. Spencer golfs one towards first. Steven Ledendecker will take it. He flips to the pitcher covering Bennett Thompson there to make the play. Medford shuts down the Doc Stewarts in the first. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the first inning in a scoreless ball game on 541radio.com and CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Bottom of the first inning, Doc Stewart's baseball here on The Score. Brought to you by Cooper's Pest Control. Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins with great low rates. Give them a call at 673-0363. They are your sponsors of the starting lineups. On the mound, Dallas McGill for Game 2 of the doubleheader. McGill has struggled in his 2 starts so far this season for the Doc Stewarts, but he will try to put it together here against the Mustangs in the bottom of the first. His first pitch low and inside for ball 1, and we are underway in the bottom of the first inning. At the plate, Darren Marsh, the right fielder, moving from the 9 spot to the leadoff spot here in Game 2. He swings and misses at the outside pitch for strike 1. Outside away from the right-handed batter, Marsh. McGill, the lefty on the mound, misses low. 2 balls and a strike. Dallas McGill on the mound. He has had his issues coming from Reedsport. 4 1/3 innings worked in his 2 starts. Gets a pop-up, that one back behind home, coming back our direction. And it's into the seats for strike 2 against Darren Marsh. 2 starts, 4 1/3 innings pitched, 0-2 record, giving up 13 hits, 17 runs, 15 earned, 6 walks, 6 strikeouts, 24.23 ERA for Dallas McGill. He's hit 2 batters as well. So obviously it has been an adjustment for him coming from the high school level at the 2A, 1A level, but he is looking to try and turn it around here as he misses high on a 2-2 pitch. So 2-2 the count. McGill gets him to foul off another one. Stays a 2-2 count. Make it a 3-2 count. The full count pitch, line drive, and it's picked up by shortstop Caden Johnson. Line drive shot right at him. Didn't have to jump, didn't have to move too much. And a fairly routine play made at short for the first out here in the bottom of the first inning. 1 out, nobody on, and coming up to bat is Bennett Thompson, the starting pitcher, looking to help himself out here. First pitch from McGill is in the dirt, ball 1. Looking around the diamond for the Doc Stewarts defensively. Behind the plate is Spencer Six. Out at first base, Jonathan Stone. Jacob Luther at second. Caden Johnson is short. Jay Stoffel at third. As the fastball from McGill is high for ball 2. In the outfield from left to right, Garrett Zimet, Jet Black, and Doran Gillespie for the Docs. Strike at the bottom of the zone for a 2-1 count. Two balls and a strike for McGill. Hits the outside corner for a called strike. So McGill able to even things up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Looking for the punch out. That ball fouled down the third base side. Coach Nate Maben ducking out of the way. That ball coming right at him. 2-2 the count for Bennett Thompson. Fouls off another pitch. Stays a 2-2 count. Out of the windup for McGill, the big lefty. Gets him to swing and miss at the breaking ball outside. Six up with it, throws down to first. And that is a punch out for McGill. He gets him swinging. And folks, don't forget, don't strike out when it comes to water for your home. Trust more well drilling, keeping Douglas County green since 1947. 2 down, nobody on, and McGill by far having one of his best starts of the season. His best start of the season for sure. First pitch now to the 3-hitter Ryan Sandoval, taken high for ball 1. Sandoval led off game 1 for Medford with a ground rule double over the center field fence. A 1-0 pitch to him here. He fights it off down the first base side, foul on the handles. Got around inside of that one and actually shakes out the hands a little bit. That one got it off the handle there. Steps back in, not wearing batting gloves. The 1-1 at the knees, but just must have been a little bit low. 2 balls and a strike for Sandoval. McGill trying to wrap it up. The 2-1 gets him to pop it up. Out one coming back up over the top of us here and out of play. Out towards the bullpen for the Mustangs. 2-2 count on the foul ball. 2 down and nobody on base for Medford. Scoreless game here in the bottom of the first between the Docs and the Mustangs. Docs winning game 1, 10-9. The 2-2 pitch outside. Count will go full. Well, game 1 took about a little more than 2 hours, about 2 hours and 15 minutes in game 1. The 3-2 pitch for Sandoval fouled away right through the legs of Coach Maben at third base in the coach's box. Game 1 kind of going a while there. Game 2 moving along here. Bottom of the first, a full count pitch for McGill. Check swing and laying off of it. Sandoval heads on down to first with the walk. A 2-out walk issued. Brings up the cleanup hitter, Brady Buchanan. Buchanan, a left-handed batter. Gets a chance to hit here with 1 on and 2 down. Brady Buchanan scored a run in the final inning of game 1 after getting on with a triple to the right field corner. Pitch is high, throw down to second on the runner. The tag, did he hang on to it? Yes, Johnson applies the tag and thrown out at second base is Ryan Sandoval, as behind the plate Spencer Six continues to cut down runners. That is the second guy who is thrown out at second base so far this afternoon. In the bottom of the first for Medford, no runs on, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We'll go to the top of the second inning. Docs and Mustangs squared at 0 when we come back on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Wind picking up again here in Medford. Temperatures right around 90 degrees for us here today. Doc Stewart's coming up to bat. Top of the second inning, scoreless ball game. Jonathan Stone leading it off, gets around on the first pitch, lifted towards left field, foul. Stone got around on that one quite a ways. And it's sending it up out of play down that left field side. 0-1 count for Bennett Thompson. Swing and a miss for Stone, strike 2. 89 degrees here in Medford today, sitting right in the thick of it here in the grandstands behind home. Stone's 0-2 pitch from Thompson. Just outside. Not off by much there, and the home fans give a bit of a groan when wanting that call. The 1-2. Stone fouls it away. Jonathan Stone in game 1 had a double and a single, drove in 2. A ball and 2 strikes against him here as he leads things off in the top of the second. Gets around on another ball, fouled down the third base side. So Stone will stay at the plate with the 1-2 count. Stone has not left the yard yet with a ball in the Legion season. Watches outside on a 2-2 count. Stone had a home run during a playoff game at Clackamas for the Roseburg Indians. Gets underneath this one, well hit out towards left field. On the run, Marsh, that's over his head. One hops over the fence. Dylan Marsh, all he can do is watch it as that ball goes over. Our second ground rule double of the day. And Jonathan Stone comes up just a bit shy of getting that over the fence. I felt as I was talking, he must have been hearing me. Tries to send it out of here. Comes up just a bit short, but it's a ground rule double. That'll be the first hit of the ball game for the Doc Stewarts. One on in scoring position with nobody out here in the top of the second against Bennett Thompson. Thompson's first pitch now to Jet Black is strike 1. Belt high on the outer half. Jet Black in game 1. 2 singles for him. Thompson's pitch, a breaking ball, swung on and missed as the bottom drops out from underneath Jet. He steps out with the 0-2 count. Jet will try to battle back into this at-bat. Thompson a long look to Stone at second. Ankeny returns back to short as he was holding him on. That ball lifted to left field. Stone back to second. The ball bobbled, and he hangs on. Marsh in left field able to pull it in. He bobbled it at first but collected it back in, and he catches it for the out. So Marsh makes the catch. Stone stays at second. 1 down on the fly ball out by Jet Black. 1 away, and up next will be Casey Pettibone, the DH, hitting for Dallas McGill, the starting pitcher for the Docs. Pitch outside in the dirt, scooped up by Passy behind the plate, a 1-0 count.
Pettibone has been in and out of the lineup for the Docs. Started in the first couple of games while the Docs were waiting for everybody to join. He's been in and out of the lineup ever since. He's been swinging a pretty decent stick as he takes a breaking ball inside for ball 2. Pettibone. I've been riding with the team on this road trip, and Casey Pettibone, he's a decent-sized kid. Didn't realize how big he was. The 2-0 pitch to him. He got around on an inside pitch, fouls it off his front foot for strike 1. So Pettibone steps out, looks down to his head coach during the spring season, Dave York, down there giving the signals at third base. Pettibone digs back into the box with the directions from his coaches. 2-1, a look back to second. Look back to second base there for Thompson. He does not throw to Ankeny, who is covering and holding on Jonathan Stone. Stone on with a ground rule double to lead off the inning. Ground ball towards third. Hops off the top of the glove for Buchanan at third. They're waving Stone to the plate. The throw, not in time. He's in standing up. Up to second base goes Pettibone. And Casey Pettibone, a single to left field, will drive in Jonathan Stone. And then he advances to second base on the throw. That ball went off the top of the glove of Buchanan. It was a chopper that was a high bounder to the left side. Buchanan did everything he could to jump high enough to get to that ball, but it just went off the tip of his glove and into shallow left field. And since it just trickled into the outfield, nobody was there to really get it, and that allowed Jonathan Stone to round and keep running for home, and he scores. Docs lead 1-0. First pitch to Jay Stoffel is in the dirt. Ball 1. Docs in front. They take the lead against Medford for a second consecutive game. Led 5-0 in game 1, up 1-0 here in the second in game 2. Strike taken, evens up the count for Stoffel, a 1-1 count against Bennett Thompson. Thompson in the first inning set him down in order. Stoffel fouls it off, strike 2. Johnson, Gillespie, and 6 all going out. Ground out by Johnson. Gillespie flies out. 6 grounded out. The Docs here in the second inning. 5 hitters to the plate so far. 6th at the plate right now. As Stoffel takes it opposite field on the run out there. Marshall make the catch. Back to the bag goes Pettibone quickly. Second out recorded. So there are 2 outs. 2 outs now for the Doc Stewarts. I apologize there. I was trying to discreetly sneeze, and I bumped the camera, sneezing on it's just, I'm having all sorts of issues today. 2 down on the fly ball out to right field for Jay Stoffel. Batting now is Garrett Zyman, who takes a strike. 0-1 count for Zyman. Out at second base, Casey Pettibone. Thompson looking to the bag, no one holding him on. Zyman gets underneath a fly ball out to left field. Darren Marsh there to make the grab. And that wraps things up in the top of the second. But the Docs do take the lead 1-0 on a ground ball single by Casey Pettibone that scores 1. Docs 1 run on 2 hits, no errors for Medford. 1 man left on base. Go to the bottom of the second. Docs in front, 1-0 on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Bottom of the second inning, 1-0 lead. Doc Stewart's in front. Doc Stewart's baseball here on the score. Brought to you by Good Vibrations, solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. Swing and a miss on the first pitch to Brady Buchanan from Dallas McGill. Lefty versus lefty matchup here. McGill winds and fires. Misses low and outside for ball 1. Dallas McGill has struggled to stay in games in his first 2 starts, but into his second inning here. That's a positive note for him. Bounces a ball in and just shy of the strike zone. 2 balls and a strike now for Buchanan. Brady Buchanan in the last game for Medford. Came in middle of the game, ended up going 2 for 3. Takes a cut and misses there for a 2-2 count. Had a triple. Buchanan was at the plate when Ryan Sandoval got caught stealing at second. So that's why he is back up at the plate again. A 3-2 count for him with nobody out as he leads things off in the second. The full count pitch from McGill. Off speed. Got him to swing and miss. Looked like the changeup there for McGill. 1 away. It's another strikeout for Dallas McGill. Don't strike out when it comes to water for your home. Trust more well drilling, keeping Douglas County green since 1947. Call them at 541-459-4039. First pitch now to Tavin Passy is high and away for ball 1. The catcher for the Mustangs steps back in with the 1-0 pitch coming. It's high for a 2-0 count. Passy in game 1 was 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. The 2-0 swung on. Breaking ball there, got him fooled. A 2-1 count. Misses. 3 balls and 1 strike. Not off by much on that pitch there by McGill, who's working quick, seems to be feeling comfortable on the mound. Good sign for a young man that has gone through some early season struggles. Misses low there. Walks his first batter. McGill. He's got 2 walks now and 2 strikeouts. His man on at first. Zach Ankeny will bat. The 6-hitter in the lineup card, the shortstop, hits with 1 on and 1 away. McGill working out of the stretch. Lefty fires low and inside, bobbled around, juggled by Spencer 6. He collects it and sends it back to the mound. The runner at first unable to take off. Passy staying at the bag as Spencer did everything he could to make sure that ball didn't get away. The 1-0 pitch lifted in the air out towards right center. Jet Black going back, has it traced down, and he will catch it for the second out. Tracked that one out to deep center field. Got a lot of that one, did Zach Ankeny, just not enough. 2 down with a man at first. McGill will face Dylan Marsh, the left fielder. One of 2 Marshes in the lineup. First pitch is high for ball 1. Dylan Marsh was batting in the cleanup spot last time we saw him when we were here at Harry and David Field to take on Medford. I guess that was in the season opener. Looks like he's moved around the lineup a little bit as he takes ball 2. He had a homer over the left field fence at Harry and David Field when we were there against Medford. He bats here with 2 outs and a man at first. A 2-0 count coming up. It's low and outside from McGill. His count goes to 3-0. McGill's 3-0 pitch. And it's ball 4 as he misses high. So a walk issued, and that puts runners at first and second. 2 away. And up to bat the 8-hitter Chase Costanti. McGill, this will be his first start against Medford. Thought he might have faced the Mustangs once before, but no. Ball fouled off by Costanti. Strike one for the second baseman. He's got his teammates out there. Passy at second, Marsh at first. The 0-1 pitch from McGill, high. A 1-1 count. Here in the bottom of the second inning, Doc Stewart's leading 1-0, trying to keep that score. McGill needing one more out to keep it that way. His 1-1 pitch called for a strike. The called strike makes it a 1-2 count for Costanti. In the dirt, knocking it down 6. Holds the runners. McGill with the 2-2 count, trying to finish it off here in the second. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and the bottom of the second. 2-2 from McGill. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Another punch out for the big man. And he finishes things off here in the bottom of the second. We'll head to the top of the third, a 1-0 lead for the Doc Stewarts. This is Doc's Baseball on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Top of the third inning, this is Doc's Baseball on 1490 The Score. It's brought to you by Mahalo Heating and Air Conditioning, your best choice for the finest indoor comfort control. Call them today at 672-6707. And by Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone's welcome to shop. As we start the third inning, it'll be Jacob Luther to lead things off for the Doc Stewarts. Luther's first at-bat as he takes on Bennett Thompson for the first time. Luther, the 9-hitter, rounding out the first time through the lineup for the Doc Stewarts. First pitch called for a strike. On the mound, wide base for Thompson as he works into his windup. Misses outside for a 1-1 count. Wind continues to blow from right field across the left field line as a breaking ball cuts into the wind for ball 2. And at times it is blowing really good out here. Ground ball slowly hit towards third. And Buchanan will fire over to first base where Ledendecker makes the stretch for the first out. Not a lot behind that hit there for Luther. Sends it back to the top of the lineup. Caden Johnson to hit. Johnson 0 for 1 in the game. Last time up for Caden. Grounded out to the shortstop to lead off the game. Takes the first pitch for strike 1. The righty on the mound. Thompson hits the outside corner this time with some off-speed stuff. Called strike 2. 0-2 count for Caden Johnson. Swing and a miss. He goes after the low outside pitch. That last pitch set up the strikeout pitch. Outside corner called for strike 2. And Johnson saw it there again. Figured he had to protect that corner, and he goes after a pitch that ended up outside the zone. 2 down, Doran Gillespie bats with nobody on, hits one hard to short, a diving snag out of the air by Zach Ankeny, robbing away a hit from Doran Gillespie. His line drive is caught, and that finishes off the third inning, top of the third inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base for the Doc Stewarts. Go to the bottom of the third, a 1-0 lead for the Docs on CBS Sports Radio, 1490, The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
Huh? 24. Dallas McGill back out there for his third inning of work. I believe this will be his deepest outing of the season for the Docs as he misses low, a pitch that bounces to the backstop. Starting off things here in the bottom of the third, ball 1 to Steven Ledendecker, the first baseman, hitting ninth. He gets a line drive to left field, and that'll be the first hit of the game against McGill. Coming here in the third inning, 9-hitter, lines one just into shallow left field. Garrett Zimet collecting it, sending it back in. To the top of the lineup we go, one on, nobody out for Medford. So McGill, that's good sign for him. As a bunt attempt offered, and that is strike one. Swing and a miss out of Darren Marsh. Strike one for him. Really good sign for McGill as a bunt again, this time fouled away for strike two. Very good sign for the big lefty, trying to get some confidence, trying to adjust to the level of play that you see here at the Docs level, and going without a hit through the first two innings, giving it up to the first batter you face in the third. Not too shabby there for him. The pitch over the plate, hit high in the air. It's on the infield. Spencer Six calling for it. He'll make the catch. Nice job by the catcher to get out and underneath that one. Pop flies, Six makes the play, staying at first. Was Ledendecker, one down to the top man, the leadoff man. And up next, Bennett Thompson, the pitcher, looking to help himself out. Trailing 1-0 are the Medford Mustangs against the Doc Stewarts here in the bottom of the third. Today's game brought to you by Flyaway Travel. Trust their travel experts with your travel plans. Now located at 1445 West Harvard Avenue in beautiful Roseburg, Oregon. Foul ball on the first pitch to Thompson. The 0-1 breaking ball that misses. Just below the strike zone is going to be my guess on that one. A 1-1 pitch for McGill out of the stretch. That ball fouled down the left field line just barely. Bennett Thompson almost had himself a base hit right down the chalk line, but just foul. So McGill now has two strike advantage against Thompson. A 1-2 pitch coming up. Line drive, that one is foul as well. Didn't see him throw his hands up, but the umpire, I thought I might have heard him in my headphones call for a foul ball. And he did. 1-2 the count. Missing low, McGill goes to a 2-2 now against Thompson. Thompson battling his way up there. At first base, Ledendecker, after getting on with a leadoff single. McGill steps off to look back the runner. The 2-2 is golfed high in the air and fouled down the left field side. Stays a 2-2 count. Thompson really putting on a battle here against McGill. Thompson, his last time up, struck out swinging. Hits here with the 2-2 count. The count will go full. Spencer Six tracks down the baseball as it trickles away from him. And out at first base, Ledendecker does not want to test the arm of Spencer Six. He has been good so far with a couple of runners thrown out at second in the doubleheader today. 3-2 pitch from McGill. That ball high in the air. Out to left field. Tracking that one, Garrett Zyment will run out of room as it gets out of play. And it continues to be a lengthy battle at the plate for Bennett Thompson and Dallas McGill. Somebody looking to win this one. Thompson back into the right-handed batter's box. The 3-2 pitch again, and it's ball 4 issued. A one-out walk to put runners at first and second. And up next is Ryan Sandoval, the dangerous 3-hitter in the lineup for Medford. The center fielder will dig in. 0 for 0 in this one. He walked in his first at-bat. Takes at the belt level just below it, right on the inside corner for strike 1. McGill set. Misses with the second pitch of the at-bat. Evens it up at a 1-1 count. The throw in. McGill can't get him to chase the high heat. Sandoval with Ledendecker at second and Thompson at first. Batting here with his team trailing 1-0. Swing and a miss. The heat comes in from Dallas McGill. Gets Sandoval to go after it. He can't catch up to it. McGill with the 2-2. That ball in the air to right field. Doran Gillespie running. Land in the shallow right field territory for a base hit for Sandoval. 1 run in. We got a tie ball game. Sandoval will end up with a 1-out double. And Medford ties the game up at 1 here in the bottom of the third. A 2-2 blooper out to shallow right field. Sandoval ends up with that double as that ball just a long run for Doran Gillespie to try and get to it. Wind blowing things around here. Really been picking up as the evening has been wearing on. McGill's first pitch now to Brady Buchanan. Strike taken. So McGill here in the third inning, giving up his first 2 hits and giving up the lead as Medford fights back to tie it up. A strike taken. Strike taken by Brady Buchanan. He's got a 0-2 count. It's outside, and he's got a 1-2 count. Runners at second and third, 1 away. The 1-2, low. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 down. Buchanan at the dish. Brady Buchanan playing at third base. The 2-2. Ball 3. And McGill in danger of walking the bases loaded with just 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Already 1 run in. Got to imagine he's got a short leash from Coach Jeremiah Robbins, and that'll help out the leash. A tapper back to the mound, fielded by McGill. He does the exact right play, looked the runner back at third, threw it over to first for the out. So McGill gets one. There's 2 away now. Still runners at second and third. First pitch swinging, a line drive, gets in for a base hit, and 2 runs will score for Medford. And Tavin Passy into second with a stand-up double. It'll be into left center, and that'll put Medford in front. 3-1 your score. The Mustangs take a lead with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. So Passy's out at second base with his 2-out double. Second double here in the third inning for Medford. And that brings up Zach Ankeny. First pitch, strike 1. The 0-1 here for McGill. Fouled off for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Docs now trailing 3-1 here in the bottom of the third. High and away, a 1-2 count for Ankeny. Wind really blowing around here still. And Ankeny fouls off the pitch. Goes to stays at a 1-2 count. You've got 2 down here in the bottom of the third. Doc's trying to finish it off. The 1-2 is low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Things starting to give away on me here. There we go. Put it back on the stand there. At the plate, as I fix things there with the camera and the stand and whatnot, we've got a 3-2 full count for Dallas McGill against Zach Ankeny. And his pitch is high. Ankeny goes to the ground to duck out of the way, and it's a walk by McGill to put runners at first and second with 2 down. Already 3 runs in here in the bottom of the third, and that's going to prompt a visit out to the mound for pitching coach Bo Kearns out there to have a conversation. Gotta imagine you, like I said before, probably a short leash for Dallas McGill, and they want to make sure that he's not going to start focusing on the wrong things on the mound. They want to keep him focused on where he's going with his pitches. Want to let you know today's game brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? Hoping that life doesn't take my umbrellas away from me here and run away with them. Continues to just be a blustery day here in Medford. Umpire will head out to the mound to break this one up. Docs will have the next couple of days off. The Docs baseball camp is coming up. Docs camp coming up later this week, I believe Thursday and Friday there at Legion Field for kids as young as 5 years old, if what I read was correct. The Docs were scheduled to have a game Friday, but it got canceled. The team from Reading had folded their team. And so no game Friday, but the Docs will play a single game on Saturday, I believe at 1 o'clock. Up next, pitch high from McGill as he fires into Dylan Marsh. McGill struggling to find the strike zone to finish things off here in the third. He's given up 3 runs. Breaking ball misses low and inside. 2 balls, no strikes. It's a 3-1 score. Medford in front here in the bottom of the third. Their first lead of the afternoon against the Docs. Pitch is high, and the count goes 3-0. Well, it was the best start of the season for Dallas McGill, but here in the third, things are getting a little shaky for him. There is an arm thrown in the bullpen for the Docs. 3-0. Gets it across for a strike on the inside corner. From the lefty to the righty. So a 3-1 count. Hitters count here with 2 runners on and strike 2 taken. So with a 3-2 count, runners are headed off the bases once the pitch goes to the plate. That ball hit in the air and out of play. Stays a 3-2 count. 2 down. McGill trying to get that final out. His 3-2 pitch lined into left field. They're going to send the runner from second. Passy heading to the plate. The throw to third will not go all the way home. And going first to third is Zach Ankeny. On at first, Dylan Marsh with a single. Single to left field, that scores 1. Runners were moving on the play. And Ankeny goes 2 bases as well. And now here comes head coach Jeremiah Robbins, who is going to have a conversation with Dallas McGill that I believe will include a call to the pen. It does. Jeremiah signals for the relief. That'll do it for Dallas McGill here as he makes it into the 3rd inning, but he gives up 4 runs here in the 3rd. The Docs will go to the bullpen, and we'll have the details when we return. This call to the pen brought to you by Shelby and Mid-Atlantic Construction on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Well, Dallas McGill exits the game. He unfortunately is in line for his 3rd loss of the season unless the score changes in the Doc Stewart's favor. The Docs will take the DH out and put him in on the mound. Casey Pettibone will take over for Dallas McGill here in the bottom of the 3rd. For McGill, he goes 2 2/3 innings, one of his longer outings, and that's unfortunate there. That's not a long outing, but 4 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned, 5 walks, and 3 strikeouts for him. Looked better to start. They got to keep building off of that for him and see if he can start getting to be the dominant pitcher that you feel like he could be with the talent that we've seen from him at times and the size and the frame he's got. I like what you see out of him. Just need to see him compete here at this top level a little bit better. So McGill comes out of the game, 4 runs against him here in the bottom of the 3rd. The Mustangs leading 4-1 on top of the Docs. 2 outs with runners on the corners is what Casey Pettibone will inherit. Pettibone from Umpqua Valley Christian High School. Pitched in the state championship game. Takes over here, first pitch, squaring the bunt, taking for a strike. Chase Costanti at the plate has an 0-1 count. Might have just been trying to show a bunt to see if they could get the defense out of alignment or see exactly what you're getting out of Casey Pettibone on the first pitch. Not showing here, swinging away. That ball fouled up over the first base dugout and out of play for strike 2. So Chase Costanti, who is 0 for 1 in the game, he's got an 0-2 count against him with 2 down. Runners on the corners for Medford. trying to avoid getting swept here at home today. The 0-2 swing and a miss at a pitch in the dirt. And a down to first. The final out is made. So the Doc Stewarts will get it out of things here in the bottom of the third. Casey Pettibone able to finish it off as he gets a strikeout. And the Doc Stewarts will get out of the third inning. But they trail 4-1. 4 runs on 4 hits. No Doc Stewart errors. 2 men left on base for Medford. Come back with the top of the 4th inning. I think I might have said bottom of the 4th there. That was bottom of the 3rd. Come back top of the 4th inning when we return on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
Top of the 4th inning, Doc Stewarts need to get some runs if they want to come back. And Spencer Six is going to try and start that off on the right foot as the first pitch he sees. He drills into right field from Bennett Thompson for Spencer Six. First hit here in Game 2, a line drive into right field past a diving first baseman, Steven Ledendecker. He was reaching, trying to get to that one. So 1 on with nobody out as the Docs get the leadoff man on here in the 4th. Jonathan Stone will bat next for the Doc Stewarts. Stone 1 for 1 in the game. The first pitch from Thompson, a breaking ball in the dirt for ball 1. Stone had a double, yet another one. He has had quite a few of those this season. I believe leads the team still in that category. He was at one point. Again, I didn't get to print out new stats today, but he continues to get them as he almost dribbles another one down the left field line, but it just goes foul. He did that in Game 1. Had one just tightrope down the chalk line into left field. This one was on top of the chalk most of the way, bouncing foul at the last minute. Gives Stone a 1-1 count. The big man had a ground rule double. That's what it was here to start out this game. I remember that now. Just saw a double. I forgot it was the ground rule double. I was just about to start talking about his power that he has, and that was on display with that ground rule double. Bounced off the warning track in left field and over the fence. The 1-1 pitch is in the dirt, breaking for second. The throw, not there. It gets kicked away, in fact. Spencer Six will get in safely to second base. At the plate, it's a 2-1 count for Jonathan Stone. 2 balls and a strike. Man in scoring position for the Docs. Top of the 4th inning. A strike on the outside corner to Stone. Two the count, nobody out. Thompson will get on the rubber. Six out at second base, clapping his hands, rooting on his teammate at the plate, trying to get another run across for the Docs here. Thompson's 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed on the breaking ball. Stone will go down with the punch out. 1 down and Jet Black will bat. Jet 0 for 1 in the game. Last time at the plate, flew out to left field. 6 out at second base, average lead. Pitched low on the outside corner, ball 1 to Jet. Not overly aggressive at second for Six here. Did have the stolen base to get him into scoring position. The 1-0 for Jet. Doc's looking to add. Nobody's at home at second base as Thompson spins to throw that direction, but nobody there to get it from him. One ball, no strikes to count against Jet Black. Thompson kicks. Breaking ball inside. Jet was like a statue in there. That one looked like it was headed right to his front leg as a beanball, but Jet just stood there waiting for it, and that one curved in, but just misses the inside corner. 2-0 pitch. That one had some movement on it as it hits at the knees over the heart of the plate. Had a little bit of side-to-side action on that fastball there for Thompson. He's got a 2-1 count against Jet. Jet fouls it off to go to a 2-2 count. The wind is just a constant effect here at the moment at Jim McAbee Field. Not too uncommon, but boy, it is blustery today. The 2-2, Jet underneath it. That ball in the right field, that could be into the wind, could be some trouble. Coming in to get it is Darren Marsh, and he makes the play, makes it look easy. I thought there could be a chance that ball has a little bit of trouble with the wind whipping it around out there. Marsh just had to come in a little ways. I think that ball cut down by the wind. Didn't carry very far for Jet, but I don't think it was really affected on the trajectory. As the wind just, somebody cranked it up to 9 and they forgot about it. So you've got 2 down with Spencer Six out at second base. Hitting is Casey Pettibone, now the pitcher for the Docs. And he'll take strike 1. No balls and a strike against the Docs' right-handed pitcher. He takes low for a 1-1 count. Pettibone 1 for 1 in the game so far. He had a single down the left field line. Now he gets a base hit to left field again. They're going to send Six around third, and they put the brakes on last second. Coach York waving him all the way, and as soon as he turned the corner, Six put the brakes on, and he did so quick. Good reaction time there for Spencer, and he is able to hold at third base. So ground ball to left field for another single for Pettibone, 2 for 2 in the game, and he's got runners on the corners as he tries to keep things going for the Docs. Top of the 4th inning. They trail 4-1. Jay Stoffel will try to keep it going and see if he can drive in a run. A throw to first. Pettibone back in safely. Jet 0 for 1. Jet flew out to right field. Takes the first pitch for ball 1. Jet staring towards the dugout here, making sure he's aware of what the coaches are asking him to do in this situation. With 2 outs and 2 on, trying to be aggressive. Pitch inside, count goes to 2-0. Bennett Thompson's been throwing a decent number of pitches. Top of the 4th, he's at about 52. 2-0 delivery from him. Stoffel gets a piece of it, sends it back to the backstop. 2 balls, 1 strike. Top of the 4th inning, Docs down 4-1 in this contest. Long road trip for him here. The 2-1 runner going. The pitch was low for a 3-1 count now to Stoffel. They let Casey Pettibone get second. 3 balls, 1 strike for Stoffel. Fouls back the 3-1 pitch. Got enticed by the high heat there. Pitch that looked right around eye level, probably looked real enticing for him. Might have been ball 4. Full count pitch coming up with 2 outs and 2 on. That ball to right field on the run. Marsh is there to make the catch. Well struck, but it goes right to the right fielder. And that wraps up the top of the 4th inning as the Doc Stewarts are unable to bring in 2 runners left in scoring position. And They still trail 4-1. No runs on 2 hits, no errors for the Mustangs. 2 men left on base. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Docs trailing 4-1 on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
I am a nurse.
A firefighter.
A college student.
A mother.
And I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready.
For every storm.
And disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors.
My family.
And my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Come back, Casey Pettibone back out on the mound for the Doc Stewarts here in the bottom of the 4th. Taking a look at our Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update. Garrettson Building Supply, building relationships, building projects, building materials. Garrettson Building Supply supporting our Douglas County community for over 90 years. Docs won Game 1 of this doubleheader, 10-9. Game 1 of the other league doubleheader going on tonight. The Eugene Challengers and the Willamette Valley Titans squaring off from Hamlin Sports Complex in Springfield. That one just getting underway with Game 1 there in Eugene, and we'll try and see if we can get you any score updates from that throughout the rest of the afternoon. Pettibone's first pitch here in the 4th gets a swing and a miss for strike 1 against Steven Ledendecker, the first baseman, chasing some high heat. Pettibone came in the bottom of the 3rd inning, was able to get out of the jam in the 3rd there, not allowing any more, but Dallas McGill credited with 4 runs and on the hook for the loss right now unless the team can help him out and give him a no decision. Pitch low for a 1-1 count to Ledendecker on the mound. Pettibone will work out of the windup. High for ball 2. Docs do get some deserved days off. Like I mentioned, it's been a long road trip. Went to Klamath Falls last night, stayed overnight in a hotel there. Didn't check in until after midnight as Ledendecker fouls one up. Jonathan Stone will chase it, but runs out of room. Didn't talk to the guys too much this morning. I had to get some work done for the radio stations and then tried to take a nap before we got out of there. So I didn't see the guys much this morning before we left the hotel. I'm kind of curious to see how folks did last night putting themselves to bed as a ball in the dirt. Full count. It's always the interesting part when you go on the road for these long road trips, stay in hotels. Do guys stick to a curfew? Do they go to bed at a reasonable hour knowing that they've got to play again the next day? Always a challenge, I'm sure, for a head coach. Docs will be in hotels coming up for the Corvallis tournament over around the 4th of July. 3-2 pitch. That ball lifted to left field, and Garrett Zymet comes in to take it on the one hop. He came charging in, but decided to play it safe and take it on the one hop instead of trying to maybe lay out for that ball. Probably the smart idea. Limited to a single instead of trying to make a catch. And if he came up short or didn't make the play, there's nobody backing him up, and so there would have been a lot of bases to cover for Steven Ledendecker. Ledendecker on at first. Darren Marsh will bat. 0 for 2 in the game. He tries to bunt the runner over and fouls it all the way to the Doc Stewart's dugout on the third base side. Well, I at least know that the restraints I put up on my umbrellas today have held. They keep blowing around, but they're not leaving me. That's good news. I was very unsure about that. The 0-1 pitch, runner going in the dirt, down to second. Six's throw just a little bit short. It was in time, but it was a little bit short. Bounces away from Jacob Luther into center field. Pitch was low. A 1-1 count for Marsh. And a stolen base for Ledendecker gets him into scoring position. 1-1 count for the left fielder, Darren Marsh. Excuse me, he is the right fielder. Is that ball fouled? I think it might have clipped Spencer 6 there. And the umpire will give Spencer an extra minute as Marsh tried to lay down a bunt. And I did correct myself correctly. It is the right fielder, Darren Marsh. Dylan is in left field. A lot of folks out getting some sunshine here today. I'm starting to notice a few red areas on myself. Left the sunscreen back in the car, unfortunately. We left it in the wrong backpack, wouldn't you know. Man at second base. Nobody out right now. A 1-2 count. A swing and a miss with the drop third strike. Spencer 6 throws the runner out at first after looking down the runner at second base for a good long while. Ledendecker staying at the bag at second. That is the first strikeout of the night for Casey Pettibone. Sorry about that. That is his second strikeout. One away, and he beans the next batter. Bennett Thompson's going to get hit by a pitch. Runners at first and second with one down. So that'll change the feel of things here in the fourth. You had the strikeout to get the first out. Might feel like some things going your way, but Pettibone lets one loose that runs in on the right-handed hitter. And Thompson takes it to head on down to first. Ryan Sandoval will bat now. Big hitter here. The first pitch to him swings and misses for strike one. Sandoval had a ground rule double in game one. He doubled the right field here in game two as well. The 0-1 pitch to him. Takes for strike two. And he's down 0-2 in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Pettibone looking for out number 2. Possibly a double play ball here. His breaking ball had a lot of movement on it. He missed with the target. Spencer 6 will track it down at the backstop. It's a deep one here at Jim McAbee Field, so runners both move up 90 feet easily. And it's a 1-2 count. I actually make that a 2-2 count, I believe. The infield will come to play in with runners at second and third. Swing and a foul tip at the plate for Sandoval, just enough to stay alive. Back into the box for Sandoval. 2-strike pitch coming up for Pettibone. The throw, swing and a miss in the dirt again. 6 pump fakes to third before he throws down to first to get Ryan Sandoval. Another strikeout for Casey Pettibone. He's got 2 punch outs here in the fourth inning. There are 2 down and 2 runners at second and third. And Pettibone will try to wrap it up here against Brady Buchanan. The lefty is 0 for 2. High and away for ball 1 against Buchanan. Pettibone trying to keep it a 4-1 score. Medford in front right now. Doc's trying to stay within striking distance. Buchanan fouls one up in the air. Zymet giving chase, but he'll let it go as that one goes out of play. Foul ball makes it a 1-1 count. Buchanan, the lefty. Third baseman. Right-handed thrower, left-handed batter. A 1-1, low and inside. Two balls and a strike for Pettibone here in this fourth inning. The 2-1 bounces in. 6 will stop it again. And it's a 3-1 count. Here's somebody taking batting practice in the indoor cages here. Well, the covered cages here at Jim McAbee Field. 3-1 delivery for Casey. Gets a strike at the bottom of the zone. Stays alive in the at-bat. Avoids walking the bases loaded for at least one more pitch. With 2 down and runners at second and third, a full count pitch coming up. Buchanan will foul it off as he protects the plate. So we'll do it once again on another 3-2 pitch. The 3-2. That ball lifted towards right. Fair ball. More runs will come in for Medford. 2 runs score. And Buchanan going for a triple. And the relay will not get there. Cut off by Luther. Deep in the corner in right field. And it's a 2-run triple for Brady Buchanan off of Casey Pettibone. Pettibone giving up 2 runs. Medford leading 6-1. Mustangs looking for their first win in Area 4 play. And right now they are in a good spot to get it. On top of the Docks by 5. This has been a series that have been close games every time out, so we'll see if the Docks can get it back as the line drive goes right past Pettibone into center field. And on the first pitch to Tavin Passy, goes right back up the middle. And his line drive will drive in another run, making it now 7-1. Scoring from third was Buchanan after his 2-out, 2-run triple. Passy keeps it going with the 2-out single. Up to bat is Zach Ankeny, 0 for 1. Breaking ball, he rolls one to short, picked up by Johnson, flips it to Luther for the final out. That'll wrap things up here in the bottom of the 4th, but Medford strikes again as they take a 6-run lead on top of the Dock Stewarts. 3 runs on 3 hits, no Docks errors, and 1 man left on base. 7-1 our score going to the top of the 5th inning. Docks trail against Medford here on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Going to the top of the 5th inning, Docks trail 7-1. We have not done one in a while, so why don't we go ahead and get one in. Let's pause for a station identification. This is Docks Baseball on 541radio.com and on 1490 The Score. Seven to 1 our score for the Medford Mustangs. They have been able to pull ahead here. 4 runs in the 3rd and 3 runs in the 4th to take a 7-1 advantage on top of the Dock Stewarts. Leading things off for the Docks against Bennett Thompson is Garrett Simon, who takes low and outside for ball 1. Right now in the game, 1 run on 4 hits for the Docks, no errors. 7 runs on 7 hits, no errors for Medford. 2 balls, no strikes. Simon 0 for 1 in the game. Thompson fires one in. That ball lifted in the air out to left field over the top of Dylan Marsh's head in left field. A double for Zymet. He'll put the brakes on around second base. And Garrett Zymet gets the Dock Stewart started here in the top of the 5th with a deep ball to the base of the wall in left field. A double over the top of Dylan Marsh in left, and a man in scoring position for the Docs to start things off here against Bennett Thompson. That is just the spark the Docs could use here to get things going. One on, nobody out. Jacob Luther will bat. Luther, first pitch, hits it off the end of his bat, a breaking ball. He tried to sit on as long as he could, not long enough. And the foul ball, it makes it an 0-1 count for him. Wind continues to blow out to left field here as they back pick to second. Zymet back in safely. The wind blowing out of right field area towards the left field foul line. And it has not stopped all of this second game. It has been constant. The 0-1 pitch, a breaking ball called for strike 2. Oh, 0-2 count for Luther. On the mound, Bennett Thompson fires his pitch high and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Out at second base, Garrett Zymet, the pitch inside, breaking ball. That broke late, almost got the inside corner, just misses. A 2-2 count for Luther. Jacob is 0 for 1 in this game. Got around on an inside pitch, going to third is Zymet. Underneath the glove for the shortstop, Ankeny, and headed in to score will be Garrett Zymet. And that'll be an error at at shortstop for Zach Ankeny. A run comes in to score. Docs down by 5 now. Nobody out still. So the Docs get 1. Still nobody out here in the top of the 5th. Top of the lineup, Caden Johnson will bat 0 for 2 for him. And he may end that here. A ball out to center. It carries to Sandoval in center. That ball just kept going. It looked like one of those patented Caden Johnson hits that just gets into this shallow outfield grass, but it just hung up there and kept carrying. And Sandoval almost ran in too far for it. He had to reach up late to make that grab. And there's your first out of the top of the 5th. Doran Gillespie will bat. Gillespie stands in with 1 out and 1 on, 1 in already. The first pitch from Thompson. At the knees for a called strike. Gillespie had a single, a double, and a triple in game 1 of the doubleheader. He is 0 for 2 here in game 2. Swings at a breaking ball that he fouls off. And he's got himself at an 0-2 count. Gillespie will try to square one up here. Out at first base is Jacob Luther. Scoring already was Garrett Zymet. Gillespie fouls one, third base side. Stays alive with the 0-2 count. Docs mentioned they have a few days off. They'll be back at home coming up on Saturday when they take on Humboldt. I believe that's going to be a 1 o'clock start time. That ball grounded towards third. They go to second for 1. No relay to first. They get the out at second on the transfer in and out of the hand of second baseman Chase Costanti. Fielder's choice for Doran Gillespie gets him on at first. 2 down. Man at first with 2 away for the Docs. They're trailed by 5, 7-2, top of the 5th. And a balk as Thompson drops the ball. So up to second base is going to go Doran Gillespie. Thompson just lost the ball, a handle on it, as it rolled down the mound. A strike called on a high breaking ball to Spencer 6. 0-1 count. Thompson digs back in on the rubber, needing one more out to get out of the 5th. And 6 will chop one foul down the first base side for strike 2. Doc's got to get the offense going consistently here. 1 run so far in the 5th inning, but they've got some distance to make up, trailing 7-2. If you trust what you've seen lately from the Docs, putting up a crooked number, not an unimaginable task for this squad. The 0-2-6 outside. A ball and 2 strikes now for the Docs catcher. Left-handed batter is the only lefty in the lineup for the Docs in both of the games here today. The 1-2, high and away. 2-2 count. Docs not back into league play until next Monday when they will host Grants Pass. 6 fouls one off, back behind us to our left here. Docs will host Grants Pass for 2 on Monday next week, and then they go to Grants Pass for 2 on Tuesday. So a little home and home action there, 4 games in the 2-day span. So they play Saturday, have Sunday off, and then play Monday, Tuesday next week. 2-2 pitch here for 6. Reaches, goes opposite field, down the line, it's foul. And it'll stay a 2-2 count. 6 battling off that pitch. Nearly got it snuck inside the foul line down the left field side. Out at second base is Doran Gillespie. Reaching second on a balk after reaching a base on a fielder's choice. 2-2-6 is in the dirt. Full count now for him. So the count goes 3 balls, 2 strikes. 6 taps the plate as he steps back into the box. Thompson, 3-2 pitch, ball 4, just misses outside. His fastball has some action on it, some horizontal action on it, and that one tailing away from the lefty and out off the edge of the plate. If that was a right-handed batter, I bet that would have been a swing and a miss for strike 3. That pitch would have looked over the heart of the plate and had a lot of movement late. Thompson, first pitch to Jonathan Stone, swing and a miss. Stone steps in with 2 on and 2 out. Stone gets one up the middle for a base hit. They're going to send Gillespie around the plate. The throw goes all the way through, but no tag applied. The throw and Gillespie got to the plate right at about the same time, but having to field it like a ground ball, Tavin passing behind the plate, scooped it up and had no chance to make the tag. Docs score 1 on the RBI single up the middle by Jonathan Stone. 7-3 your score now. Six out at second, Stone at first. Jet Black will bat. First pitch, a breaking ball for strike 1. 0-1 delivery for Thompson. Getting touched up here in this 5th inning a little bit. A 1-1 count as he misses high and inside. Docs with 2 runs in. They trail 7-3. Thompson allowing a run in the 2nd as well. Medford scoring 4 in the 3rd and 3 in the 4th. A 1-1 pitch to Jet Black. Outside, goes to the backstop. Everybody's moving up. The wild pitch will put 6 at 3rd. And Jonathan Stone moving up to 2nd. So 2 runners in scoring position for the Docs. A 2-1 count at the plate for Jet Black, who looks to try and get in get a hold of one here and see if he could add a couple more runs to the Docs tally here in the 5th. Thompson's pitch fouled off by Jett. Gets out of play. Evens the count up at 2-2. On the mound, Bennett Thompson will kick and fire. Misses inside, and Medford thought it was strike 3. I don't necessarily argue with him on that one. That looked very close to strike 3. Full count pitch now coming up for Jett. He gets underneath one. That one, trouble out in the shallow right center. It drops in. 6 scores. Stone coming around to the plate, and he'll get in. And back to first goes Jet Black. A 2-run bloop single to shallow right center. And the Doc Stewarts get 2 more here in the 5th. And they are fighting their way back into this one. So Spencer 6 comes in to score. Jonathan Stone came in to score. Jet Black at first. 1 on, 2 down. And the Doc Stewarts with now 5 runs in this ball game. First pitch misses low for ball 1 against Casey Pettibone. Looking to help himself out. He's 2 for 2 in this game. Throw to first. Back in safely goes Jet. So the Docs with a 4 spot here in the 5th, getting back into this game, down 7-5. Swinging, Pettibone puts this in the air out to right field, calling for it. Darren Marsh running in with one hand. He'll make the catch. Fly ball out to right field finishes things off for the Doc Stewarts, but they put up 4 runs on 3 hits. There was one Medford error, and the Doc Stewarts leave 1 man on base. We go to the bottom of the 5th, 7-5 the score. Docs back in this one on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 the score.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Doc Stewart's trailing 7-5 against Medford, but finding their way back into this one. Doc Stewart's baseball brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces. Casey Pettibone still out there throwing for the Docs. He will face off against Dylan Marsh, the left fielder. First pitch swinging, a 1-hop to shortstop, picked up by Johnson. Over to Stone, retiring the first batter. One out. On 1 pitch for Casey Pettibone. Pettibone now an inning and 2/3 worked. He's given up 3 hits and 3 runs. Struck out 3 and hit 1 batter. On the mound, Pettibone winds and fires. Line drive over the top of Caden Johnson into the outfield. The shortstop couldn't get up high enough as Chase Costanti on the first pitch sends a single out to left field. So a 1-out single for Costanti. That brings up Stephen Ledendecker, I believe, here. Ledendecker bats. Might have been a pinch hitter there for Costanti instead of Chase Costanti. I believe that might have been somebody different. That was Jeremiah Huffman, it looks like, batting for Chase Costanti. Had the line drive for a base hit. The 2-0 pitch in for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Pettibone works one in on the inside corner for a called strike 2. Looks like some football players marching back behind the fence out in left field. Kind of saw their football helmets off the top of the fence. Thought almost looked like a marching band the way they were walking out there. Swing and a foul ball for Ledendecker. Stays a 2-2 count. Thought they were walking around, a bunch of guys playing the tuba walking around out in the outfield. I just think it was a football team walking by. 2-2 count. Here in the bottom of the 5th, 7-5 ball game. Pulled it towards third. Stoffel will get it, goes to second for 1. They get the lead runner, that's all they'll get. A fielder's choice for Ledendecker. Stoffel had to wait for that one to get on him. That ball just took a little while to get to the bag there at third as he was kind of setting up, and charging it would have made it pretty much the only play he probably could have had was at first then if he had charged in on it. So he gets the lead runner at second base. Man at first is Ledendecker. That brings up Darren Marsh, the leadoff man, and he takes high for ball 1 from Casey Pettibone. Pettibone out of the stretch here, fires in, misses low. 2 balls and no strikes. It's a guy that seems primarily throws from the arm angle of just straight up. Yeah, as he gets one into the air. That one going back is Zymet, and it's over his head as he tumbles to the ground. He got him twisted up. 1 run will score, going for a triple in. Darren Marsh will finish with a triple on that play, driving in 1. That ball had Garrett Zymet twisting and turning in left field. I got a feeling that the wind must have had something to do with that one. A run comes in, 8-5 now. Medford in front of the Doc Stewarts. Back to a 3-run lead for the Mustangs. 2 down. And the first pitch in the dirt to the next batter, Bennett Thompson, looking to help himself out here. Nobody throwing for the Docs. Nobody throwing for the Mustangs at the moment. A 1-0 pitch from Pettibone. Bounces in front of the plate. Spencer 6 using the chest protector to knock it down. Two balls and no strikes. At third base is Darren Marsh after his triple to left. That has been the difficult place to play this afternoon. 2-0 from Pettibone, outside and low, 3-0 count. He throws from an interesting arm angle, just right up over the top, comes straight over. Not a kind of to the side or a 3/4 or side armor. He likes to come from straight over the top as he gets a strike across on a 3-0 pitch. At the plate, Bennett Thompson was ready to head to first, but got called back. 3-1 the count for Thompson. His team giving him a 3-run lead again. He'll take in the dirt that time for ball 4. Runners on the corners. And there are 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th. Medford putting the screws on the Doc Stewarts, and out of the dugout, Coach Robbins headed out to the mound, and he's got a glove in his hand. It looks like we are going to make a change. Pettibone probably going to left, and Garrett Zymet going to the mound. So a call to the pen once again for the Doc Stewarts. The day done for Casey Pettibone. He's done a nice job in relief. And coming in to pitch will be Garrett Zymet. Zymet takes over. As this call to the pen brought to you by Shelby and Mickey Land Construction, your local leaders for any project, big or small. 30 years of quality, affordable work. Call Shelby and Mickey Land or visit their website, webuildhouses.com. Pettibone done, moves to left field. On the mound, Garrett Zymet. We'll have it for you when we come back after this 60-second break on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Casey Pettibone finishes with 2 innings worked for the Doc Stewarts. Gave up 5 hits, 4 runs. All of them earned, 1 walk and 3 strikeouts. He hit 1 batter as well. He would be credited with the 2 runners currently on base, too, if they were to come around to score. Medford leading 8-5 as Garrett Zymet will take over on the mound. Moving in from left field, Casey Pettibone switches positions with him. Pettibone goes to left field. So runners on the corners with 2 down here in the 5th. Zymet will try to get the Docs out of the pressure situation. See if he can keep it a 3-run game. Docs still 6 outs left to work with. 3 runs is a manageable margin. Zymet's first pitch is inside for ball 1. Zymet facing Ryan Sandoval. 1 for 2 today. A 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball for strike 1. Evens things up at a ball and a strike. Sandoval at the plate. The 1-1 breaking ball just misses high. At first base for Medford is Bennett Thompson. Darren Marsh at third. 2 down. Here in the bottom of the 5th is a pitch just out off the edge. The count goes to 3-1 now for Sandoval. Zymet gets a chance to throw here in this doubleheader against Medford. Is breaking ball. Misses for ball 4. And those pitches not missing by much for Garrett Zymet. His breaking ball with a lot of movement on it. As now it looks like, I believe, we'll get another pinch hitter here in this situation. Bases loaded with 2 down. And the lefty to come up to hit for Brady Buchanan. Evan McClennan, the left-handed, usually first baseman, will pinch hit here. First pitch taken for strike 1 at the bottom of the zone. McClennan trying to drive in some runs here with 2 outs and the bases loaded. Ground ball to Stone, bobbled, and a run will score. Safe at first. Stone tried to flip to Zymet Cumber in at first. It got redirected. He collected it back in. Stone looked like he was grabbing his knee as if, I think that ball might have hit off of his knee as he misplayed it there at first. Another run comes in to score. And it's 9-5. Medford in front, bases still loaded on the air. 2 down. Tavin Passy will bat. The catcher hitting 2 for 2 tonight. In this second game of the doubleheader, he takes outside, ball 1. So the Docs got back 7-5, they were within 2. And now they've given up 2 runs here in this 5th inning, so they're back down by 4. Simon's pitch misses outside, a 2-0 count against Passy. The lefty Passy waits, the 2-0 from Zymet. Hit into right field, drops in front of Gillespie. 1 run in, they're sending a 2nd run to the plate. No throw from Stone on the relay. And Tavin Passy now 3 for 3 as he lines one out to right field for a single that drives in 2 more. So there are 2 more runs in, now 11-5, Medford in front of the Docs. Medford looking for their first win against the Doc Stewarts this season. Docs have won 3 of the 4 matchups so far, but the 4th one's still in progress. Bottom of the 5th, this has been a 2-out rally for Medford here. Ground ball left side, backhanded, knocked down on the infield by Caden Johnson. And Zach Ankeny gets himself on base with a 2-out single that'll load him back up again. And Ankeny seems to be limping a little bit after getting to first. First pitch misses outside to Dylan Marsh. Marsh 1 for 2 in the game. This is turning into a big inning here for Medford, putting up 4 runs, matching what the Docs did in the top of the 5th inning. So they came back in the top of the 5th and then give it all right back. A 2-0 count here for Marsh. That pitch inside for a 3-0 count. Try to check on that Eugene series, see how that goes early on. The 3-0 is down the middle for a strike. Top of the strike zone there. The 3-1 outside for ball 4. The walk will bring in another run, and it's 12-5. Medford in front. Well, thought last night was long. These games here against Medford are dragging out. Love to see the Docs get some runs coming up here in the 6th, but last night we were on the air for about 5 hours. We've hit that mark here today, and we still have the 6th and 7th innings to go. First pitch outside, ball 1 for Zymet, facing off against Jeremiah Huffman. He grounds 1 to third, picked up by Stoffel, trying to get the final out. He throws low to first, but Stone will scoop it out to make the final out. Doc Stewarts get out of things here in the bottom of the 5th finally, but Medford does their damage. 5 runs on 4 hits, 1 Doc Stewart error, and 3 men left on base for the Mustangs. Go to the top of the 6th inning. Docs trailing 12-5. This is Docs Baseball on 541radio.com and on 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
All the Doc Stewarts find themselves in a pickle. Down by 7. Largest deficit of the game. They were down 7-1 at one point to Medford, but that 5 spot there in the bottom of the 5th for Medford puts them up 12-5. So the Docs will try to dig out of it here. Jay Stoffel leading things off. Bennett Thompson still out on the mound working. Why not? He's had a nice lead to work with. Stoffel tries to pull back on a breaking ball. He cannot, and it's a swing and a miss for strike 2 on the check swing. No balls and 2 strikes against Stoffel. High and inside with the fastball from Thompson. Stoffel having to move his head out of the way there at the last second. 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed on the breaking ball. Stoffel will go down swinging. 1 away for Thompson, who is up over 80 pitches in this game, into his 5th, trying to get to his 6th inning of work. He's pitched 5 1/3. Garrett Zyman will bat. He's 1 for 2, had a double up to the wall last time he was at the plate, and he gets beaned on the first pitch he sees. Bean ball there for Bennett Thompson, and for Thompson, that's the first of the game. Thompson with 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. He's allowed only 1 earned run, 5 total, 7 hits in the game as well. Doc Stewart's 5 runs on 7 hits, 1 error. And Medford 12 runs on 11 hits and 1 error. First pitch misses here to Jacob Luther. Luther takes a strike on the outside corner. Evens it up at 1-1. One pitch. Thompson bounces it in with the breaking ball. Can't get Luther to chase. Sun starting to head towards the horizon. Feels like it's starting to cool off a bit here in Medford. The wind has calmed down a bit. As the ball opposite field, charging in, making a late play at this one. He comes up with the glove showing he made the catch, and they'll say he's out. Jacob Luther, out number 2 on a diving catch in right field by Darren Marsh. As he makes the diving play. Tough one to tell exactly there for the umpires. That one, the glove got tucked underneath him, and they'd make the best call they can and say out is made. If not, you've got some troubles for the Docs. As a ball looper towards second, caught going into the outfield grass by Huffman for the final out, as Caden Johnson will fly out on the soft liner. And that wraps things up here in the 6th. 1 man left on base for the Doc Stewarts. No runs, no hits, and no errors for Medford. Go to the bottom of the 6th inning. A quick one there for the Doc Stewarts. Not what they needed. They're down to their final 3 outs, trailing 12-5 here on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Steven Ledendecker will lead things off for Medford as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Garrett Zyman on the mound. First pitch down the middle for strike 1. Facing Ledendecker, who is 2 for 3 here today. 12-5 the score. Medford in front of the Doc Stewarts. A pitch high for a 1-1 count for Zyman. Checking in on our Garrison Building Supply scoreboard update. In the bottom of the 3rd, Eugene leads Willamette Valley 2-0. As a pitch fouled away by Ledendecker, it gets out of play. So 2-0 Eugene leading Willamette Valley. Bottom of the 3rd in game 1 of a doubleheader between the 2 Eugene area teams. Eugene and Springfield represented there. The 1-2 from Zyman outside evens the count at 2-2. So barring a comeback here for the Docs, they would be at 3-1 in league play. Medford would be at 1-3. No, excuse me, they'd be at 2-2. It's a pitch high for 3-2 count now for Ledendecker. So Medford would be at 500 at 2-2. Doc's at 3-1. Ground ball towards short for Ledendecker. Johnson across the diamond for the out. So one away, nobody on. Coming up to bat. Top of the order, Darren Marsh will bat. So if one of the teams in that Eugene and Willamette Valley series could win both games, they'd be in first. It's a ball low and outside, 1-0 count. If somebody can stay undefeated, and the Docs do lose here today, as a breaking ball just misses inside, 2-0. But if they split there in Eugene or in Springfield tonight, Docs would be in a virtual tie for first with, actually no they wouldn't, they'd be ahead. If they split, they'd be 500 teams, and the Docs are above 500 by a couple of games. The 2-1 pitch, I'm just thinking out loud, don't mind me. 2-1 pitch, taking for a 3-1 count now for Marsh, batting with one out, nobody on. Bottom of the sixth, Medford leading 12-5. Zymet's pitch, ground ball to second. Luther in front to Jonathan Stone for the out. 2 down. Zymet now will face Bennett Thompson. Thompson in line to possibly go a complete game victory here. He'll step in to see if he can add any more for Medford. Up by 7. First pitch he takes for strike 1. Out of the windup, the 0-1 is up in the air on the infield. Calling for it is Jacob Luther. The second baseman makes the catch, and that'll finish things off in the bottom of the 6th inning for Medford. Docs need 7 to tie, 8 to take a lead as they go to the top of the 7th inning. See if they got a rally in them. Come back after this on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
Medford's Bennett Thompson will try to go for the complete game victory here against the Docs in Game 2 of today's doubleheader. That would be a split between the two teams. It would be Medford's first win against the Docs all season. Docs took 2 non-leaguers against Medford earlier in the year. Check swing on the first pitch to Doran Gillespie. He goes around for a swing and a miss, strike 1. Lead things off here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Doc Stewart's Baseball Today brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County, and by Cruz Farms Market, now open for the season. Don't forget the pie. Outside, a 1-1 count now for Gillespie. Breaking ball inside, just misses for Thompson. He will set up for a 2-1 pitch coming up. Gillespie gets underneath one. That's not hit too hard. The shortstop going out. And Zach Ankeny makes the catch in the shallow outfield grass. Got jammed on the shot there by Gillespie. I thought it might have enough to carry over the shortstop, but credit Ankeny running underneath that pitch, or that hit, and stealing away on a soft liner by Gillespie for out number 1. Docs down to their final 2 outs. So Spencer 6 will bat. 1 for 2 in this game for him. Check swing. He takes high for ball 1. Low and outside, taken for a strike by 6. Gets right back in the box, ready for the 1-1 pitch from Thompson. He skies that one in the air out to left field into foul territory. A sliding attempt, and he makes the catch, hanging on. Dylan Marsh will make the play in foul territory. He ends up in the dirt, gravelly area out there in left. It's part of a practice field out there in foul territory. And Marsh takes away the at-bat from Spencer 6. Didn't rob him of a hit because it was going to be a foul ball, but there are 2 down. And now a visit out to the mound as Coach Maben going to kick around some dirt here for a second. Now looks back to the dugout. I don't know if that maybe had something to do with pitch counts, or they just wanted to check on him. Maybe giving Marsh a minute out there in left field to catch his breath after that play. Either way, 2 down as Jonathan Stone will bat. Breaking ball hits the inside corner for strike 1. The 0-1 pitch here for Thompson. Stone ahead on a breaking ball, fouls it back for strike 2. So Medford 1 strike away from wrapping up a victory in game 2, the nightcap, splitting with the Docs here on the road. Ground ball for Stone to third, picked up by Buchanan. His throw to first to McLennan is there for the final out. And that'll do it for the Docs in game 2 as they suffer their first Area 4 loss. Stings a little bit right now, but if I told you the Docs would go 3-1 on a road trip between Klamath Falls and Medford to start out league play, I think we'd all be okay with that. This Docs team still in a good spot. Suffer a tough one here in game 2 of the doubleheader, but they'll put that behind them as they get ready for more league games coming up next week against Grants Pass. We'll go to the Roseburg Disposal post-game show. Wrap it up for you quick here, as this is Doc Stewart's Baseball, streaming on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here. But remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyze and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Final score of today's ball game, 12-5, excuse me, as the Medford Mustangs get the win on top of the Doc Stewarts. They split here at Jim McAbee Field, and to be honest with you, I know it feels a little tough to take a loss like that at the tail end of a long road trip, but 3-1 to start out league play, not too shabby for the Dr. Stewarts, and to split on the road against Medford and win 3 games against the Mustangs to start out the year, I think that's not too shabby for the Docs. Wrapping things up here as we welcome you into the Roseburg Disposal post-game show. Taking a look at the recap here. Docs took a 1-0 lead in the top of the second, but after that it was all Medford. Bottom of the third, Dallas McGill gets touched up for 4 runs. He comes out of the game, and in relief, Casey Pettibone would give up 3 runs in the fourth. 5, well, I think a couple of those actually, no, he gave up 3 there. He gave up a few more in the fifth, and then a couple more going to the credit of Garrett Zymet as well. But 3 runs in the fourth for Medford. Doc scored 4 in the top of the fifth to come back and get within 2 runs, but Medford would put a 5 spot on the board in the bottom of the 5th inning. And at that point, the Mustangs led 12-5, and that'd be your final score. 5 runs on 7 hits, 1 error for the Docs, 12 runs on 11 hits, and 1 error for Medford. We're going to run through this quick so that we don't hold up the team here in the postgame show, so let's get you some more of the stats here. Getting the win will be Bennett Thompson, 7 innings work, gave up 7 hits, 5 runs, 1 earned, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. Taking the loss, Dallas McGill falls to 0-3 after 2 2/3 innings pitched, gave up 4 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned, 5 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Casey Pettibone pitched 2 innings. Garrett Zymet pitched 1 1/3 inning in relief as well for the Doc Stewarts. Hitting for the Docs, Jonathan Stone goes 2 for 4 with an RBI. Casey Pettibone goes 2 for 3 with an RBI. Those are the only with multiple hits for the Doc Stewarts. 1 for 3 for Spencer Six, 1 for 3 for Jet Black with 2 RBI, and 1 for 2 for Garrett Zymet in the game as well. For Medford, leading the way with multiple hits, 3 for 3 for Tavin Passy with 5 RBI here in Game 2. Docs won Game 1 10-9, and then fall in Game 2 12-5 as they get a split. The Doc Stewarts will now head back home and have a few days off before they get back to action coming up on Saturday when they take on the Humboldt team out of California. And that'll be a Saturday afternoon game there at Legion Field as the Docs wrap up Docs Camp coming up this week. Last score we heard 2-0. Bottom of the third, Eugene on top of Willamette Valley in the other matchup as we check our Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard for the final time. Time now to name our Joe's Towing Player of the Game here in the Roseburg Disposal post-game show for the Doc Stewarts. Kind of tough here today in Game 2. Not a lot going right for the Docs, but let's see here. I like what Casey Pettibone did today. He did a nice job in relief, kind of got touched up eventually, but did a nice job on the mound, and he went 2 for 3 at the plate with a RBI, so not too shabby there for the young man filling in at the DH position. So he will be our Joe's Towing Player of the Game. Coming through in the clutch for you, that's Joe's Towing, your local towing professionals. All right, folks, we're going to wrap it up there. Been a long day here at the ballpark. We got to get back home, so we'll say goodnight and see you guys coming up on Saturday at Legion Field. As we wrap things up here, I want to say thanks to the Medford Mustangs for hosting us here today. Thanks to Jeremiah Robbins and the entire Doc Stewarts baseball program for allowing us to bring you another season of Doc's baseball here on 1490 The Score. I want to say thanks to Cruz Ibanez back in the studio for his help with the radio production tonight. And as always, a thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Kieran. We will talk to you guys on Saturday when the Docs take on Humboldt at Legion Field for a non-league game. Hope you can come out to the ballpark to support the boys. If you can't, you can catch the action streaming live online at 541radio.com or on Douglas County's home for sports, CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score. All right, thank you very much, Cruz. I will talk